I wanted to thank
Yeah.
you guys for taking time to speak with me today.
Well, thank you for
Oh, thank
inviting.
you.
It's a pleasure.
I wanted to ask you to take me back in time and tell me how the band became a reality.
Okay. You want to go, Andrew? Or
Okay, so it all started with Alchemy, our previous band. We played together for 10 years. Am I right? 10 years, more or less.
yeah.
Until 2020, no, 2023, but it all started to falling down during the pandemic in
Hmm.
the 2020. So the song you heard of Mayhem Mavericks were already been written there, but we we didn't come up with the third album. So me and Marcello decided to start again with this new band, Mayhem Mavericks, and here we are after 1 year of working, writing, working, arrangement, recording, and so uh, how can I explain it? This album is also a part of the Alchemy Project band, of course.
Hmm.
So there's a line between these two reality.
And I wanted to ask you as well, if you could tell me in the making of this album, were there any tracks that didn't make the cut for the album?
Um, Actually, no. Well, we still have a lot of material, maybe a couple of tracks, but we never really thought about inserting them in the album. We really had these 11 songs ready,
Hmm.
and 11 is a good number. Between 10
Yes.
and 12, I think, for an album is perfect. And we were very happy with them already, so we didn't feel the need to like insert anything else. So no, we didn't leave anything out. We have a couple of songs that were being discussed, but never got to the short list, you know. So no, it was pretty simple. But yes, it
And
took a long time, as Andrew said. We were discussing with Alchemy, the pandemic, we were a bit falling apart, and we managed to
mhm.
do a last show. Things seemed to be going well before the last show. And then we had that show, and yeah,
It
I
just
don't
fell
know.
apart.
We realized it was a good way to end that, because our friends from Alchemy they wanted to play more live, whereas we wanted to go in the studio and record this third album. Well, what
Mhm.
was supposed to be the third album, and this is what brought us to rethink about projects. And we decided, me and Andrew, who were the people who are, you know, the who were the most active and who really wanted to go ahead and record as much as possible and produce new music, we decided to do this parallel project. And maybe, who knows, one day we'll have a Alchemy reunion and we'll play both Alchemy and Mayhem Mavericks.
Yeah, you're right, because there were no fights at all, just a lack of enthusiasm. So here we are, and who knows?
And One Day in a Lifetime is my favorite track on the album. I wanted to ask if you could speak on it.
Yes, one day in a lifetime. This goes back like years and years. It was first, just a little recording on the phone of the refrain. In my head, it was super powerful, but my friends from Alchemy, they didn't appreciate it very much. Then after some time, I managed to record a proper demo, and then we realized the potential. And
You
despite the
you
fact that
you
it's
you had me from the demo
okay.
since day one. So
Yeah, not everybody. That's why another reason why me and Andrew decided to split and work together, because we're more aligned since the beginning. He can recognize the potential, you know. But the song itself, even though it's super heavy, it's actually a love song. Because yes, it's talking about how in one day in your lifetime you meet the right person and everything
Sure.
changes. And I like
Absolutely.
the fact that it's you know, that the riff, the rhythm, there is groove, it's heavy, it's like pure hard rock, but it hides this you know, this love song in the lyrics.
Sure, absolutely. And another standout track for me is Killing Eyes. I felt it was a perfect single that demonstrated what the band was about and its identity.
Yes, Killing Eyes, born as a short jingle for a local radio. But it was so well done, in my opinion, of course, that I thought, man, it deserves more. It deserves to be a full song from start to finish. And so that's it. The vibe is, yes, it's groovy, very 80s, but it's such a dark song if you read carefully the lyrics, because Killing Eyes represent something staring at you deep in your soul, something dangerous, but you can leave it behind. It lives in you. So Killing Eyes, be careful. And you wouldn't tell because of the vibe, but that's it.
And also, I wanted to ask about the album artwork as well because it's very immersive. I wanted to ask you who's responsible for the artwork?
But both of us. So I imagined a future. Uh, you can tell by the guy's outfit, the masks, the neon lights in the city, and you can see in the cover an explosion and a light above the characters. So you can tell what's happening, but is a quite I don't know how to say. Something is happening, something dangerous, something adrenalinic.
Yes.
They're moving, they're escaping from something. So, in a certain way, maybe it represents our situation with alchemy. So we're trying to move forward, escaping a reality of. It's bad when you have the songs, when you have something to say, and you can do it because all is stuck in a mud.
Sure.
So for me, that's the meaning of the cover, the artwork. If you want to say something, Marcello.
No, Andrew came up with the idea. I loved it immediately. The vibes, the colors, it's really great. So we worked on that. There was a flying car at in the first version that I asked Andrew to remove because it was too much. It took him a lot
Too
of work.
much mayhem. Too much mayhem, correct?
Yeah. But yes, it's awesome. It represents also the two Mavericks and the Mayhem around, so it's perfect for the name of the band and the self-titled album. It has these you know, the neon lights, 80s vibe, but it's also modern. So it represents our style. You know, it's 80s hard rock, but we try to produce it a bit more modern, and it looks very nice. And yeah, then we use this idea in the whole booklet to
Sure.
show parts of this city in ruin. And yeah, I'm very happy with the result. And yeah, we worked together on that.
And I wanted to ask you as well, would you feel that your lyrical inspirations are basically on life experience?
I would say it depends. I think yes, I think so. Most of the time, most of the time it could be an experience, and then but then you start writing, and then it gets transformed to something else.
Mm.
It's yeah. I think, for example, with me, it's more personal. It's talking about how like some person who remembers a place where he once was with a loved one. Then he goes back there and it reminds it of all the memories that he had. This is a bit like, I can relate to this. It came out like that. There are some other songs like "Join the Fight," which are more like I would say it's more like a rock anthem. I didn't personally have anything, but it had this like nice vibe because we always write the music before the lyrics. So then, depending on the music that we have, we also try to tailor a bit the lyrics. That's, I would say, most of the time personal, but then sometimes fantasy goes, and like Eclipse is total fantasy. It's just a fantasy of this hero on a journey. That was complete fantasy. I wanted to call it Fantasia. It was already taken from Disney.
Yes. And now you've created this album that is amazing from top to bottom. I wanted to ask you, what's the next step for you?
Recording new songs, of course. And this Saturday, Marcello is coming in my home studio, so we are ready to work on it. Maybe, who knows, play some gigs. It's hard because I live in Italy. Marcello lives in Switzerland, and we have not a best player because, as you can hear or read in the booklet, we let play bass to many musicians, many friends. So I don't know about the gigs, but maybe it's my dream, or maybe even the Marcello's dream, everybody's dream here. But who knows? So let's write new songs, record new songs, and keep the dream alive.
Absolutely. And in speaking on that, I wanted to ask you, you guys mentioned being in a previous band together and having previous musical experience. I wanted to ask each of you, what has been the best advice given to you along your musical journey?
Oh, give me some time. So Marcello, you go first.
This is a tough question. I would say, after the second Alchemy record, I went to a rock festival, the Frontiers Rock Festival, and I met a lot of people who listened to the album, and they were excited and yes, congratulating us, etc. But there was this guy that was telling me, sounds awesome, etc. But if you want to go the next level, you have to bring more passion into the vocals. And this really struck me because, you don't realize, but of course, when you record something that 1 month after you're listening to it, you're like, I could have done it better. but these aspects you don't really realize, and this I really tried to put more emotion in my singing in Mayhem Mavericks. And from what I saw in some reviews, this actually came across to the listeners. So I'm very happy about that. That's for me personally. And then I would say also another piece of advice, which was very important, was between the first and the second Alchemy album. The first album, we were, it's a classic mistake beginners. Everybody was playing a little bit to show off and not to make a great song. So from a general point of view, to play not to show off, but to
to give the song
create
justice.
a nice song.
Yes.
To be at service of the song and not just for your ego. That was also another thing. I think it was coming from our producer of the second record, Pierpaolo Zorro Monti. He was the first one telling us so and helping us produce that really taught us a lot. And yes, we applied everything we learned in Mayhem Mavericks.
And you, my friend, what has been the best advice you've been given along the way?
So if you're playing your songs, if you're recording your songs and put them in an album, first let someone listen to your songs. Someone who isn't in your band, in your project. Because most of the time you're too attached to your songs. You're not enough critical, so you are blind, you are deaf. So let someone listen to your songs. And I'm not saying that if the person says the song is not good, you must do it that way. You are not forced to follow that instructions, but give it a chance.
Yeah.
So let someone listen to your song. That's my advice.
And I wanted to ask you as well, what is the best way to get a physical copy of this album and any merchandise that you do have?
I think the label website has the shop where you can order the physical copy, and through their distributors, I think it's distributed all over the world. So I would say to use the Burning Minds Music Group website to order the CD. They take care of everything. They are good guys. We know them since 2014, 2013. And yes, we've never had any problem with them, so you can trust their service.
All right. And lastly, I wanted to ask each of you, if you could give a message to your fans, what message would you give them?
I will say follow us, not just because of this album, even for the future to come. So that's important to me, important to us, because we are playing, we are recording it, not of course for the money, but to be listened, to spread our music.
Yeah, follow, listen to the record, share it with the friends you think they may be interested in our style, and yeah, then maybe one day, hopefully, we will come play in your area.
Absolutely. I'd love to see you live in Ohio, my friends.
Yeah,
I wanted
that'd be
to
great.
take a moment to thank you for creating an album that I enjoyed from top to bottom. It's very solid, it's very innovative, and I look forward to what lies ahead for both of you, my friends.
Thanks a lot,
Thank
Robert.
you.
Thank you, and you guys have a great rest of the day, and please keep me informed of any new news as it comes about.
Of course.
We will.
Thanks
you,
my
lot.
friends. And stay on track, man. You guys are doing great stuff.
Thank you. Rock
Thank
and roll.
you. Rock and roll.